Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. It's your friend Ganko Guns here, still rocking the mustache because it gives me more threat gen. You know it's true. In today's short video, I'm giving you my brutally honest review on Throwing a Liberty and the current expansion Talandre. You know how we do things around here. No filter, no fluff, just a cold, hard truth served straight, just like how I like my whiskey. We're diving into what's actually good, what's painfully bad, and what's weird it probably needs a little life support. So grab a drink, kick back, let's get it on. Are you looking for people to play Throwing a Liberty with? Why not join the Mando community? We are on the Snowburn server and are always looking for good players who want to enjoy TNL with good company. Whether you're into PvE content like trial dungeons and raids or some PvP kung fu, we are here for you. Join us. The Discord will be in the bio of this video. One last plugin, I promise. I'm grinding to 20k subs and I really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, but only if you enjoyed the video. No pressure, just good vibes. Let's keep this journey going. Thank you folks again for being here. Seriously, I really appreciate every one of you. Now, when I do these reviews, I really like to keep it simple. First, the good stuff, what I genuinely liked and had fun with. Then we'll get into the bad and the stuff that, feels like it was coded on Friday at 4:59 p.m., if you know what I mean. So if you've been thinking about jumping back and Throwing a Liberty, here's what's actually going on as of April 2025. Talandre is freaking massive, man. That's our number one. This place is huge, and I don't mean slightly bigger than a lobby huge. I mean proper MMO, cancel your weekend plans huge. You'll be running around like a caffeinated chocobo, wide-eyed at every cliff, cave, creepy mob zone. Honestly, exploring this map felt like someone actually gave a damn while they were designing it. I love that. Every territory got its own weird little vibe, a little fantasy theme park, run by people who like violence and dragons and shit. It's big, it's wild, and it just makes it feel like the expansion is legitimately an expansion. Personally, I really loved it. Number two are the solo dungeons. Chef's kiss, man. I love him. Finally, content where I don't need to wait on Steve from my guild, who's always 5 freaking minutes away. They're tough, but in like a good way, meaty. You know what I mean? The rewards are actually pretty decent as well, and they are just tough enough to give you that challenge to make it interesting. It's not just going in there killing one boss, it's multiple bosses, plus all those other things, and they are going to be doing more things with it. Actually, on my channel, if you guys would like to see some of this gameplay, you can check out the Hall of Illusion Secret Dungeons. I have a couple of videos on it. Again, in my opinion, one of the best things they added in this new expansion. Number 3, Nebula Island. Glorious PvPvE mayhem, man. It's like someone threw a Battle Royale World Boss Wednesdays and absolute carnage into a blender and then just poured it onto an island and said, good luck, and I'm here for it. I love it. This is easily my favorite thing they've added. It finally blends the PvP aspect and PvE properly. Not the whole 500 versus 500 slideshow where your GPU taps out and your character dies, while being frozen in time. No. This is tight, chaotic skirmishes where you can actually do stuff, earn gear, smack people in the face and not feel guilty about it. Honestly, beautiful. I love it. I would appreciate if the peace zone was a little bigger for those folks who, don't want a PvP at all. I would appreciate that. But apart from that, I think the Nebula Island is very fun if you're looking to, try some PvP, but not really get into that huge, guild versus guild versus guild versus 1,000 guild skirmish where it's just crazy. Again, Nebula, perfect in my opinion. All right, now I'm going to speed up a little bit just to kind of give you a few more because we want to keep this video short. So number 4, the 3-star dungeons are actually pretty solid. I enjoy them. They're easy to knock out with your morning coffee or after work. Think of them like your MMO daily multivitamins, I should say. They are challenging just enough with good loot to keep things interesting, but not hard enough where you got to poke your eye out with a pencil. Again, in my opinion, they are in a perfect place for this. Number 5, the community is super, super alive. There's people freaking everywhere, shouting in world chat, forming groups, asking dumb questions. I mean, it's beautiful. I really like playing with people, especially in PvP and things like that. It makes MMOs worth it. That's why we play MMOs, right? So it is not a solo player. And right now, this game is very, very alive. Funny thing is, I have this on simplified. I can't even see everybody here that is here right now. So again, if you're looking for a good time to come back, now is that time. Lastly, to wrap things up quickly for the sake of time, the combat tweaks. While they are not perfect by any means, they are actually getting somewhere. The ability canceling, for example, my guillotine blade feels actually snappy now when I try to cancel it. It is amazing. I've tested it myself. I can vouch for it. It is a lot better than it was before. It makes things a lot easier. Again, still clunky in spots with other things. Needs definitely more polish, but we have to give credit where credit is due. The devs have acknowledged it as well and are working on making it even better. I think this is a positive and a lot more than I can say for a lot of other games. So again, a good thing in my book. The new sync system, they've added a massive freaking W. Absolute game changer. Once fully unlocked, you can run multiple builds on one character without, re-grinding your gear into death and leveling it up to 12. You just sync it. You can, take a 12 blah 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 gear set and make another DPS set of that, or tank set, whatever, right? It will take a bit of elbow grease, I'm not going to lie to you guys, to unlock everything. However, once you're done, you can actually play a DPS, a tank, whatever you want, without having to, level up all of your gear and all that good stuff. In my book, amazing, amazing addition. And finally, believe it or not, the devs are actually listening. I know, I was shocked too. But look at the April patch that just came out. The rune system update, in my opinion, is still amazing. I don't mean to swear, excuse me. Improved solo dungeon rewards, Nebula drops added to the content before that, the T2 gear accessibility through guild raids and getting more of them. I mean, it just shows that they're actually listening to what people are saying and are trying their best to fix it. So yeah, in my opinion, this is a good thing. The ship's churning around and your Captain Gunko Guns is here for it. All right, let's get into the bad stuff, or the stuff that needs a little bit more work, I should say. Okay, because again, I genuinely do like the game, but there are some things that need a little polish, and we have to be honest about that, and we have to call these things out. Number one, and again, this is personal mine, is combat still isn't good. Okay, yes, it's better, but better than bad is still not great. Again, it's better, it's getting there, but it's not where it needs to be yet. Sometimes it feels like your character is covered in Vaseline. And don't even get me started on the backward dashes and when you're trying to, maneuver your character. It definitely needs a little bit more work. And again, I'm just being honest here. Number two, the grapple is freaking drunk in this game. I try to climb a cliff, the game will say, nope, how about the floor instead? It's like grappling in zero gravity with a hangover. It definitely needs a lot of work. When you're trying to glide, especially the new event, and you're trying to maneuver really quick, oh my God, it definitely feels like you just drank a whole bottle of tequila and you don't know what just happened to you. Not the last thing I'm going to talk about, or one of the next things I'm going to talk about, is Grind City, man. Population U. I just feel like it's a little bit excessive in this game. Let's talk about it. You want to get geared? You want to make some Lucent without having to swipe? Okay. I hope you have 40 plus hours a week to dedicate to this game. Here's why, right? So let's just kind of quickly go over it. And again, we're not going to go over the whole thing, but just a few things so you can kind of pay attention to it. Now you have 5 hours of Nebula that you have to do a week, because there's a lot of cool drops in there, and especially for sale if you want to make Lucent or the jewelry to keep for yourself. Nebula Island Grind is one of those things that you have to do every week if you want to make Lucent. That's just the truth, right? Second, the Abyss dungeons, or Abyssal dungeons. There are 40,000 tokens a week, or that you get, especially if you're doing your your dungeons on time. They refresh really quick. You want to get good gear. You want to make Lucent. Again, you have to spend a few hours doing that grind. Not even talking about your dailies with your your contracts that you have to do, because I think you get now 10 a day back. On top of that, you also get your trials, your dungeons. There's just so many different things that you have to do every week, and they keep adding more things. It just feels like a full-time job. And again, let's call it what it is. For casual players, this is not a good thing because they can never catch up. Like, unless you're having all this time to dedicate to this game, you are never going to catch up to somebody, who's playing 50, 60 hours a week. Number 4, there are way too many systems. I was actually talking to a really good friend of mine, Fade Odin, about this, and we were having a really big discussion. And, I am a MMO player. He is an MMO player. We like to, make our characters unique, the way that we play that fits our play style. But in Throne of Liberty, it's a little too much. Let me quickly go over just for an example. There's like 84 systems. I am kidding, of course. But here, really quick. Weapons. Not only do you have to get the weapons, but you have to then, gear them up or level them up to level 12. Okay? Armor. You have to get the right sets of armor with, the T2 or the new expansion. A lot of the 4-set armors aren't that good. So now you have to pay attention to which 2 sets are better and then combine it with these 2 sets. Again, not a problem. Most games have that. Not a problem. Then all of a sudden, now you have to trade every armor and gear. You have to get the perfect traits to fit in your perfect playstyle, right? On top of that, then you got to get runes. Which runes are better for you? Which runes, are going to go best for this playstyle or this playstyle, right? Then on top of that, you have to grind 1,000,005 mastery points. A freaking day. 1 billion, I should say, even. Then on top of that, you have to get your passives and you have to get your moves leveled up to, level 5. Now, again, you get artifacts that you have to do and you have to grind for and make your character unique in that way. And there's some rumors going about that they're trying to do a future Guardian edition of like the artifacts where you got to get the, make it unique and, for your playstyle. I just feel like, man, like this isn't some kind of Excel simulator online, is it? There's just too many goddamn systems in here, man. Again, for the casual player, I can see how off-putting this would be. Even as a hardcore MMO player, I just feel like this is a little too much. Again, in my opinion. Lastly, the thing that I will say as well, one of the main things that I will say, and I hope you guys actually pay attention to this one because this is my main problem with TNL. My main issue with TNL. The tank and healer get no love. No loot, nope. If you are a support class like myself, if you are a tank or healer, you will never see any good loot. Let's just be honest here. Okay, it is prioritized for the DPS. They get a lot more chances than we do. Let's take, for example, arc bosses. The participation or whatever the system you want to call for you actually being awarded, some kind of gear in there, it is put towards the DPS. The tanks and the healers will never get any love there, I guarantee you guys. It is made for DPS, so we will never get our arc weapons. 2, in your guild, especially if your guild is not fair and if you don't have the need to greed, you will never get any gear in there either because, again, the loot in this game seems to be more focused on how much damage you do. That's your contribution. Now, again, some people in the comments will say, oh, that's wrong, I got it, blah, 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 blah. Dude, I've been playing this game since day 1 too, and there's a lot of people in my guild who play tanks and healers, and they have never gotten anything either. So stop it. Go outside and touch grass. It is not true. In this game, if you are a tank or healer, you get absolutely no love when it comes to actual drops. And that is the truth. So I hope that the devs are listening. They need to add some sort of aggro system or taunt system or how much you hold threat, something to give the tanks or how much healing you do for healers to make it fair, instead of DPS. As of right now, if you actually are not trying to spend, $5,000 to $10,000 on this game for your arc weapons, don't play a healer or tank. Okay? That's just the truth. And lastly, I will say this as number 7, kind of like a big thing as well. Yes, this is a pay-to-win game. So let's stop lying to yourselves, or ourselves, I should say. If swiping a credit card gets your BIS gear, it's pay-to-win. Doesn't mean it's, unplayable. Let's just not pretend and say otherwise. This is a 100% pay-to-win game. I logged in earlier and I was watching people, just go crazy on how this isn't a pay-to-win game. Other people have to get the gear and sell it and blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, everybody's got excuses and their mama's got excuses too. But stop it. If you can swipe a credit card and get your best gear in slot, it's pay-to-win. Call it what it is. Again, doesn't mean it's not playable. It doesn't mean that you can't go in there and compete. It just means that if you have money, you don't have to spend that much time in this game either. So again, let's be honest. And in conclusion, I got well over 1,000 hours in this game, possibly 2,000, maybe. I've honestly lost track and probably a few brain cells. And I can genuinely say I had a really good time in this game. With the new Talandre expansion into Torrent and Liberty, I'm actually satisfied. Shocking. It's not perfect by any means. Some bits are still held together with duct tape and dreams, but it's the best, content drop we've gotten so far. Things are being fixed, systems are being looked at, and most importantly, I'm having fun and a lot of my friends are having fun. And that's how I really look at video games. Is it fun? Are you having fun? Right? If I had to score it, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5, stashes or mustaches, if you will. That's the missing 0.5, or what's missing for that 0.5. Probably not giving enough tanks proper loot. Drops, okay? Very rude, by the way. So if you're watching this and you're sitting on the fence about coming back, or maybe trying, the game altogether, in my opinion, I think you should come because you'll have a bloody good time. Thanks again for watching, folks. Join Mando if you haven't, and join the Mustache Musketeers if you know what I mean. And see you in the next one. Gunko Guns out.